for the Jawa Cup of Champions 1995. This is the first time we've had Speedway in some time here on Eurosport, but it's a terrific meeting organised by Jawa and with the prize of a brand new Jawa motorcycle at the end of the evening. A lot of talent out there this evening, including former world champions Simon Wigg and, of course, the reigning world champion Hans Nielsen. The first heat, Tony Rickardsson, Bomil Braille, Sandor Tiani and Darius Sledge. Rickardsson in red, Braille in blue, white for Tiani and yellow for Darius Sledge. 352 metres and the record held by Tony Rickardsson. Rickardsson in red gets the gate into that first corner, absolutely superb, but Sledge running completely wide there. And it's all Rickardsson's own way. One lap completed. As you can see, track conditions absolutely foul at the Markéta Stadium in the Czech Republic. And 20 hours of torrential rain before this meeting have turned it that way. And conditions very, very slippery. There's no grip out there whatsoever. And Tony Rickardsson having it all his own way. He went like a rocket from the gate as soon as the tapes went up. Closing in is Bomil Braille. But Rickardsson looks like he's got this one completely under control. Just look at that, actual puddles of water. If you get the wrong line, go too close to the inside of the track, and Rickardsson fighting his machine all the way around this circuit, but it's 3 points for Tony Rickardsson. Success for him in the first heat of the evening. 3 points for Rickardsson, 2 for Bomil Braille, 1 point for Darius Sledge, and nothing for Sandor Tiali. Britain's Chris Louis in red, the inside line. That looks like it may be the right line to take, and Hans Nielsen, one of the best Speedway riders of all time. Hans Nielsen has the outside line. Legendary Hans Nielsen, as they call him. Well, he must be one of the favourites for this meeting. But Chris Louis, son of the legendary John Louis, one of the biggest stars in Britain in the 70s, probably even back to the 60s. 4 riders on the start. Louis in red, a good start from Louis, but an even better start from Nielsen from the outside. Nielsen chopping in from the outside, using all the skill that took him to those world titles. And Nielsen looking good in yellow and black helmet. Nielsen leads, Chris Louis in second place. If I'm hesitant at telling you who's in third place, it's only because I find it difficult saying Roman Matusek. Roman Matusek in third position. But just look at those conditions there. That can't be very much fun for either riders or spectators, and obviously the poor weather has hit the number of spectators rather badly in the Olympic Stadium, as they call it, of the Czech Republic in Prague. One of the biggest meetings this ever staged in the Czech Republic. Just look at those riders fighting to keep control around the bends. Tony Rickardsson, the lap record holder at this track, but I don't think that record is going today. So maximum points there for Hans Nielsen. Chris Louis on 2 points. Roman Matusek collects a single point, but yet to score. Antonin Kasper, I should say, from Czechoslovakia. Mark Loram, one of the biggest up-and-coming stars in the UK at the moment, in red here. Jacek Golob, Zoltan Haju, and Václav, I'm supposed to say. Milik. Eyes firmly on the tapes. And once again, It's a battle between red and yellow coming in from the outside. Absolutely superb there. Excellent start from Václav Milek in yellow. Fighting Mark Loram, but Mark Loram it is that takes the lead. And Milek getting just completely bogged down halfway around that bend. But Mark Loram, Jawa factory rider since last year. All these riders are Jawa factory riders. This meeting put on in order to raise the profile a bit of the Jawa factory, which is now, of course, a private consortium, not state-owned anymore since the fall of the wall and the opening up of the Eastern European country. Oh, and he almost overcooks it there, Mark Loram. Runner-up in the World Junior Final in 1992. And an England team man. He, like many of these riders, will be taking part in the first of the new style Grand Prix towards the World Championship in Poland in a week's time. So, Heat 3, Mark Loram, an easy win in the end for him. Václav Milek in second place. Jacek Golob from Poland takes third. And there's the replay. You can see that Milek gets a terrific start, but holding the inside line is Mark Loram. Just look at Milek fighting on that outside line. He obviously hasn't got as much grip as the inside track, and the front wheel coming up there as the power is wound on by Mark Loram. And you'd have thought at that point that Loram has finished it, but he came through. Now, Simon Wigg, 5 times world long track champion in the red helmet. It's Wigg in red. In yellow, it's Einar Killingstad from Norway. Tomas Golob and Zdeněk Cezar. And a great start from Simon Wigg. Oh, but through on the inside in the blue helmet. Well, he was coming through, Tomas Golob, but just a bit of can-can dancing there from Simon Wigg in that distinctive all-green leather suit. But a massive lead for the world long track champion, who again must be one of the favourites here. Races abroad a great deal, Simon Wigg, but has been a great ambassador for British motorcycle sport and for British Speedway. But a terrific scrap going on here for second place. Second place being fought out. Simon Wigg in red, just cruising home. He can afford to pick his line, but Zdeněk Cezar in second place has had a more hard-fought battle. A win then for Simon Wigg as he takes the checkered flag. Zdeněk Cezar takes second place, and in third spot it's Tomas Golob. So that's the first set of heats, and just look at that great battle between Zdeněk Cezar and Tomas Golob. But conditions far from ideal, and things weren't going to improve all that much as the evening wore on. So join us for the rest of the action right after this commercial break. More Speedway on Eurosport in just a moment. Speedway here on Eurosport. We're in Heat 6. Tomas Golob, Mark Loram in blue this time. Bomil Braille and Roman Matusek. The favourite for this one must be Britain's Mark Loram in the blue helmet. As they line up by the tapes, the very, very wide outside line there being taken by Roman Matusek. FIM steward makes sure they're all in exactly the right position. All eyes look left to see when the tapes go up. Oh, and not a good start there for Mark Loram in the blue helmet, and he's dead last. Loram left for last, as the white helmet of Roman Matusek, and there's a faller. That is Tomasz Golob, who's down, the race red flagged, and Tomasz Golob sure to be excluded. Let's just have a look at that again. Just too many horsepower to that back wheel, couldn't control it, and he goes sliding out of the reckoning for that heat. Well, that's good news for Mark Loram. The disqualification then, an exclusion for Tomasz Golob. In the meantime, the heat we missed, that was won by Tony Rickardsson. And Mark Loram did indeed win that sixth heat. We're now on to heat 8. Hans Nielsen in blue, Dariusz Sledge in the red helmet, Václav Milik in white, and the yellow helmet of Zdeněk Tezar. If you're a betting man, I'm sure you'd say that Hans Nielsen will have to be the favourite to get out of the trap first here. He is in the blue helmet. We're looking at the red helmet now of Dariusz Sledge. And what a superb start from Nielsen, straight into the lead on the perfect line, defending that lead, but coming all the way around the outside. It's the yellow helmet of Zdeněk Tezar. He loses ground momentarily there, but all fighting for whatever grip there is. Far from ideal speedway conditions these. The track surface gets soaked. It's difficult to keep it even. There's lying water on the track, and it must have been touch and go as to whether or not to allow this meeting to go ahead, but allow it to go ahead they have, and Hans Nielsen is pleased for that. Nielsen leads. Tezar fighting all the time. He's got an all-action style, hasn't he? There's nothing smooth and calculated about him. He's all over the place, but it's effective enough in second place. Meanwhile, a cruise for Hans Nielsen. Hans Nielsen, 3 individual world crowns to his credit, and showing all the style of a world champion here tonight in Prague. The checkered flag for Hans Nielsen, then 3 points to him. It's 2 to Zdeněk Tezar. Well, caught napping there. I think in third place was Václav Milik. He doesn't score, and the 3 points goes to Dariusz Sledge. So, after heat 8, 6 points to Tony Rickardsson and Hans Nielsen and Mark Loram, all on a maximum. Simon Wigg beaten just the once on 5. So everything to play for as we go into the second half of the meeting. Heat 9, Matusek in red, Tezar in blue, Rickardsson white, and Golob in yellow. Tony Rickardsson will be the man expected to get the drop here. Rickardsson in the white helmet. Looking at Tony Rickardsson now. Well, he's left at the start, Tony Rickardsson. Didn't get a good start at all. That honour went to the red helmet of Roman Matusek. And it's Matusek who's got a runaway lead. Absolutely superb start from him, and he looks very good indeed. Matusek out front. Matusek now being challenged by the blue helmet of Zdeněk Tezar. It's Matusek and Tezar. The yellow helmet, long look behind him. That's Golob, Jacek Golob. But Tony Rickardsson left right at the back of the field. And the race leader, the heat leader, Roman Matusek, a bit worried about what's going on behind him. Keeps looking over his shoulder. All he can see is his fellow Czech, Zdeněk Tezar, and they take first and second places. And Tony Rickardson nowhere to be seen. So problems for Rickardson, who had been unbeaten up until then. And there's a problem right at the very start, by the looks of it, for Rickardson. But a great start for the two Czech teammates, Zdeněk in blue, and the eventual heat, a winner, Roman Matusek in the red helmet cover. And Tony Rickardson actually excluded from that heat as we go on to heat 11. Hans Nielsen, Zoltán Hajdú, Sándor Tiani and Tomáš Golob from Poland. So a Dane, two Hungarians and a Pole in this race, but it's Hans Nielsen unbeaten so far. And if he can remain unbeaten in this race, well, that will stand him in very good stead indeed. Nielsen in red. And yet again, absolutely superb start, but a good start too from the outside. Tomáš Golob chasing Hans Nielsen, but Nielsen, just look at that superb style. Doesn't look at all hurried, very smooth. He's not hanging out. He's the informed man this evening, the three-time world champion. Got his sights set on that brand new Jawa. Jawa, of course, the world's leading manufacturer of Speedway machines. But the 20 hours of torrential rain that they had before this meeting has badly affected the outcome. And what a disappointment for the Czech organisers. There's a battle going on at the rear of the field for third and fourth places. And that's between Zoltán Hajdú and Sándor Tiani. But no doubt whatsoever about who has dominated this race so far. That is Hans Nielsen. No record's going to be broken tonight as Nielsen takes the checkered flag, pops the front wheel up in the air to grab those 3 points. And still unbeaten, a maximum still for Hans Nielsen. The order then, Nielsen wins it. Tomáš Golob in second place, third is Zoltán Hajdú, as we look at what should be heat 12. And there it is. Einar Killestad from Norway, Darius Sledge, Mark Lorum. Lorum also still unbeaten, and Antonin Kaspar. So, Mark Lorum again must be favourite. Just look at that rain coming down. Not a good start though for Lorum. Darius Sledge it is that gets the drop. And the white helmet of Mark Lorum coming through now in second place. But it's Darius Sledge that wins it. Lorum trying everything he knows to maintain that unbeaten record and get up with the race leader, Darius Sledge. It's Lorum and Sledge. There's only those two in it now. Antonin Kaspar battling out third place with Einar Killingstad from Norway. But Darius Sledge it is that's out front. No, Lorum coming up on his back wheel now. Can Lorum get through? He's trying the inside line, keeping it tight. But so too is the race leader in blue, Darius Sledge. He knows what he's up to. He knows that Lorum is there. Former runner-up in the World Junior Championship, Mark Lorum. But it's Darius Sledge that leads. Lorum in second place. Lorum again moving in, but he's left it just too late. Too much work to do. Very difficult to pass here if you don't get the gate. And it's Darius Sledge that takes the 3 points. Lorum is beaten at last. And just look at that start. An absolutely brilliant start from the man in blue. But Mark Lorum in having to settle for second place. Very hard fought around the first lap. And Mark Loram in the white had a dreadful start. He picks it up there, forges his way through, and found some grip from somewhere there, didn't he? And got that absolutely right. So he's right with the race leader. Just look at him fighting and controlling that. So Hans Nielsen on 9 points, Mark Loram 8, Simon Wigg also on 8. Then it's Tony Rickerton, Boumil Braille and Zdeněk Tezar all on 6 points. That's the position after heat 12, and the torrential rain was to force the abandonment of this meeting, or the curtailment of this meeting, and we'll see the climax in just a second or two after this break. Scheduled for another 8 races, but instead this is the runoff for 4th place. Rickerton, Tezar and Braille. Rickardson in red. The winner, they decided, because they had to curtail this road, was going to be the only unbeaten man. That's Hans Nielsen. So this is the runoff for 4th place. Then there'll be a runoff for 2nd place between the 8-point scorers, or the people who scored 8 points. That's Simon Wigg and Mark Loram. And that'll take place right after this one. But this is the battle for 4th place. Oh, and a massive wheelie there, just overcooking it at the start, and that was Rickardson. Absolutely superb stuff. But Tony Rickerton has got an awful lot of work to do, but he's got the inside line, and Rickerton goes through. Does he? No, not quite. The door just slammed on him. Can Rickardson get through? That's the question. He messed up the start, gave it too big a handful, got too much grip away from the start. He could have, I bet he was counting on just a little bit of rear wheel spin. Oh, and there's a faller. Oh dear, that always hurts, but it's never as bad as it looks. The race, and with the red flag is there, the race is stopped immediately. So, disappointment there. Zdeněk Tezar. Zdeněk Tezar is a faller. Tony Rickerton was leading Boumil Braille. Now the final. This is for 2nd place, remember. Simon Wigg in red, Tony Rickardson in blue, Hans Nielsen in white and Mark Loram in yellow. But really and truly, there was a great deal of debate as to whether this race should be won. Just look at those conditions, absolutely terrible. The rain is completely torrential. A 3-man runoff. Oh no! And the tape's broken there, and we'll have to wait and see who is, if anybody, is given the blame for that. And in fact, no, it is going to be a 4-man runoff because it's the final. Normally when the tapes are broken, you've got somebody takes the blame. Nobody did on that occasion. Simon Wigg, Tony Rickardson, Hans Nielsen and Mark Loram. Technical problems there with the tapes. Good start for Simon Wigg. And it's Wigg that's out front in the red helmet. Simon Wigg leads, the world long track champion. Well, is he going to pull it off? Is he going to? No, look at that, a complete 360. Wigg is a faller. One of the others ploughs into him. The race is definitely stopped, and the conditions, well, I think too serious probably to continue. Now just look at this. You don't very often see this in Speedway. Simon Wigg, a massive lead already, but no grip at all, and he does a complete 360. Well, very nearly. It's sort of 270 degrees. Somebody else goes down too, piles straight into him. And, well, there is the prize for the overall winner of the event, a brand new Jawa from the Jawa factory, a factory-tuned bike for the winner of the event, Hans Nielsen, 3 times a world champion and now winner of the Jawa Cup of Champions, the Prague Grand Prix, as they call it. A week's time, everybody goes to the first of the Grand Prix towards the World Championship, but it's Hans Nielsen. Mark Loram finishes second, a good result for him. Simon Wigg is third, despite that disaster in the final runoff. So Nielsen it is who wins the Jawa Cup of Champions, the Grand Prix of Prague. Off to Poland in a week's time for the start of the World Championship Trail. So join us again on Eurosport for more Speedway in the future. Good night.